Hello, my name is Joe Banzer. I am going to be doing a tutorial video on Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix of the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix collection. This is going to be my first time ever doing a video on YouTube for you guys. And if all goes well, I will be doing a 100% walkthrough in the near future. So, just please, let's give this video as much ratings as we can and a lot of likes as we can for the first one, alright? Okay, now if you guys don't understand this is a collaboration between Disney and Square Enix. So if you guys don't know who Square Enix is or what the company is, it's basically, I think they're an RPG company. Well, one of the RPG companies. But they basically got together with Disney and said, hey, let's create something with role-playing and Disney combined into Final Fantasy characters. So this is the first of many Kingdom Hearts series for the PlayStation 3 at least. They're going to be coming out with 2.8, I think, next year, but it's going to be for the PlayStation 4. But this is all I have for right now for the PlayStation 3. I'll be getting 2.5 probably for Christmas. So if this video goes well, I will be doing a 100% walkthrough of both games, because this game comes with two games and one movie kind of cutscene type of thing. I'm not even going to be doing that. That's not worth it, because the cutscenes will take forever in that. So I will just be doing Kingdom Hearts Final Mix for now. Like I said, only a tutorial video. If this thing goes well, I will be doing a 100% walkthrough in the near future. And who knows, maybe I'll do Rechain of Memories for the next one. If my first video walkthrough / tutorial does really well, I'll be doing 100% of walkthrough for this one. And maybe if that goes well, I'll do Rechain of Memories for you guys. So as you can see, our main character here is Sora, who is, I don't know if he's a character from Final Fantasy at all, but a lot of these characters are from recent Final Fantasy games. I've never played Final Fantasy at all, so I'm not really familiar with the whole franchise and whatnot. But it's basically an RPG, kind of like Skyrim. I do have that game. I've just decided to do this one instead. But it's basically an RPG. And what we're going to be doing here is just a tutorial on how basic things go. So, first of all, as you can see, Sora's in a really dark place with a bunch of birds. And he's like in a dark area right now. Kind of like a church. You know how in churches they have stained glass windows? And they have all these glass things in front of the churches? He's basically in that. And what you basically are trying to do here, I will read what they say for you guys. So much to do, so little time. Take your time, don't be afraid. So like I said, Disney, there's a princess on the front of the circle there. Her name is Snow White. Now step forward, can you do it? Now you're basically just being taught the basic controls for right now. So as you can see, I'm using the left analog stick to move, and tilt slightly to walk, and all the way to run. So basically you're just being taught on how to walk for now. And again, I'll be reading this as it pops up. Power sleeps within you. If you give it from, it will give you strength. Choose well. Now here, you basically just get to choose what form of attack you want to be doing, or a form of defense. Now for me, I'll explain these as we go. I'll just jump on each one of them just to kind of explain this. Hold on, let me just see if I can jump. Come on, there we go. The power of the warrior. Invisible cards. A sword of terrible powers. Is this the power you choose? Yes, but I won't choose that right now. I will go through the other two in a second. Now basically this gives you the power. This gives you the ability to boost your strength powers, but I will go basically into that in a second. I will go through the other stuff first. But basically, as I just said, it boosts up. It basically gives you a lot of strength power, and I will be choosing this, but I want to go through the other stuff first. So I will click no. Now this, oops. Am I on the thing? Yeah. The power of the mystic, inner strength, a staff of. I can't even read that because it goes so fast. Sorry about that. Is this the power you seek? No, and I will explain what this is in a second here too. This is basically a staff for magic. Now, you don't really need to worry about this for a majority of the game, well, at least for the beginning of the game, because it's basically just to boost your magic powers, but you will learn magic in the beginning of the game as you progress. So you really don't need to worry about this right now. Like I said, it's just magic, and I'm not going to be focused on magic. I'm just going to be focused on showing you the last thing and probably picking the sword. But this is basically for magic boosts, which I really don't want to worry about right now. Where is the seal at? I don't want to look for that. Here it is. The power of the guardian. Kindness to aid friends, a seal to repel all. Is this the power you seek? No, because that's just for defense. I'm not really worried about defense right now, because you really don't need it. I mean, at the beginning of the game, you don't really need it, but towards the end of the game, you'll probably be getting a lot of defense power and stuff anyway, so basically not worried about that right now, so I will click no on that. And where is the... Sorry if I have to keep rotating the camera, guys, I just have a hard time seeing. This is the power I actually do want. Now again, this is strength power, so I will be getting a lot of strength boosts and level ups earlier in the game. Not earlier in the game, I'll explain more about that in a second. Your path is set. Now what will you give up in exchange? Now this is the part of the game where I have to choose what I want to give up in terms of power. Now I just chose a power, so I basically just have to give one up. Now, here's the thing, like I said, magic is really not that important, because you learn magic in the game anyway, so that's really not important. So I'm just going to give up the shield, because it's basically not worth it. I know a lot of other LPers are just, they basically choose different things, but I'm going to choose the shield to give up, so yes. You gave up the power of the Guardian. Is this the form you see? You choose? Yes. I'm not really worried about defense right now. And as you can see, the rocks just disappeared. And our main character, Sora, just went flying through the ground to another portal / glass thing. Fun little fact about the Disney characters. As I'm talking about this, the main character of the American version of the game is, for Sora, voice actor-wise, Haley Joel Osment. And fun little fact about the Disney voice actors, they are voiced by Bill Former, I think his name is, and Tony Anselmo. But they were not the original voice actors for the Disney characters to begin with. But anyway, if you gain the power to fight, first of all, I chose my weapon, so I chose the sword. Show you guys what that looks like if I can move Sora around here real quick. So that's sword. You do not get that when you complete the tutorial of the first world. You get something different, but this is what you get for now. So basically all you have to do is press X to attack right here. And it says, alright, you've got it. Use the power to impact yourself and others. And the green gauge on the bottom right corner of the screen, that's for health purposes or HP, known as health points or heal points or whatever you want to call it. If you run out of HP, you'll be taken to the continuous screen. So if you basically run out of HP, you die and you have to start over from a continued spot. Now the blue gauge doesn't really tell you much yet, but it's for your magic points. Now I did say I was gonna not use the staff in strength attacks, but magic is pretty helpful in the game. We'll get to that when we get to that, so I'm not gonna show that off right now. Basically, because we don't have magic right now, so I'm not gonna show that off until we know about magic. Once we do learn magic, I'll explain more about that later. There will be times you have to fight. Keep your light burning strong. Alright, so now L1 is to lock onto enemies, and you basically just swing your sword around with the X button here. So now it says, generally you'll automatically target the nearest enemy, and I basically just hit enemies and gained experience points. So sometimes in the corner of the screen you see a thing called 3 something points, 3 whatever points. Each time you hit an enemy you get points, and you gain a level if you get a lot of experience. So I'll explain what the level ups are once we get to that in the start menu, because right now if you pause the game it doesn't take you right to it. But you can lock onto a specific enemy by pressing R1. Lock on will appear in the upper left corner of the screen while you're locked onto a target. Locking onto a target limits the action command, the actions available to you, especially against other targets. So you can't, like, basically use a reaction command when you're in locked position. So that's what I'm guessing trying to tell you for that. Not entirely sure about that. Press R1 again to release a target lock. So basically, if you want to get out of lock mode, you can do that. Oop. Now these little things I just picked up are green orbs. They regain your health and everything. Alright, so the little guy just disappeared. Now Sora is again stumbling into a portal of darkness. You might be wondering what is about to happen, but I don't want to explain too much. Again, I'll let the game explain it for itself when we get to that point. Now this little thing right here, I believe, is another one of those stained glass things like you see in a church. But right here we got a door. Now you might be wondering, okay, field icons. So it's basically telling you the triangle pops up when a special command is available. So like basically if you want to talk to characters or do a specific command, the triangle command will just pop up, and you can do certain things when the triangle command appears. And I already explained this, but I'll read it anyway. When triangle pops up, you can press triangle to examine the object in front of you. So basically, like I said, if the command triangle pops up, you can basically pick up objects or examine doors or talk to characters, stuff like that. It's pretty useful in the game, so you're going to be doing that a lot throughout this game, as far as the fighting goes. Alright, so I'll examine this door here. And Sora's like, I can't open it. Now, this is something else I better bring up. Sometimes the characters, they won't have their voice actor doing these types of things with the speech bubbles. So when it comes to that, I'll just read what the character's saying over their speech bubble. So this will only happen like during cutscenes. So if it comes to this point, I'll just read what the character's saying and try to do their voice as best they can. Not really good with voice acting, so I might be terrible at it, so bear with me on that, you guys. So as Sora just said, I can't open it. Now we get a chest. Now, these are going to be appearing everywhere in Kingdom Hearts 1. So these are not basically just set in this world. They'll appear everywhere. So, like, the same thing with the examine thing. You can basically open up chests by running up to them and hitting triangle. So like so. And you can push large crates. Now this is basically just like what you're walking, what you would do for walking. So you basically just walk up to the thing. I don't remember how you do this, but I think you just walk up to the thing. You know what, I'm going to do the opposite and just break it. I just broke the thing, I didn't want to push it over. So sometimes destroying objects yield items. So basically what I just picked up, you can take these items by walking up to them. So you can take items by walking up to them. So what I basically just picked up is a potion. Now, use them with the items command. Now this is going to be really helpful in the game later, because, well, I can't show it off now. I probably can if the tutorial will let me. But this is going to be really helpful later on in the game. You get items, and to use them, you just go to the items command bar on the command axle bar. You just go to the item slot, and you basically just, to use an item, you just click on it, and basically you can give it to any character you want. In this case, I only have Sora right now, but we will get other characters as we progress through the game. But only Sora for now can just use these. And basically the potions heal you. Now, later on in the game, when we do learn magic, there is a spell you can use that will actually heal yourself at a certain point in the game, but for right now, I'll just use potions. Like I said, as we progress through the game, I'll learn spells, and I'll go through them later on as we progress through the story. But for now, use them with the items command. You can lock on to objects as well as enemies. Alright. Same. While locked on, press L2 to switch your focus between available targets. Don't even know what that means. It's R1, right? Yeah, R1. So you basically just have to lock onto an enemy, and you can hit the barrel, which I just did, and that opens up the door. This is the door we went through, and this is what we see. As the game just... Oh, here we go. Now this is where the first world would possibly be, but we are not at the actual world right now. This is the first main world of Kingdom Hearts 1, so basically what you're seeing here is just an illusion right now, but we'll get to the first world when we get to it. But here, you can press the select button and view first-person view, which I cannot do for the like of me. Press the select... Oh, I have to read it again. Sorry. Press the select button again to return to standard view. So basically, if you hit this, you can see everybody. You're like first-person view, so you could see everybody but yourself. But if you exit out of here, you can basically see everybody and you. So that's basically what first-person view is. And like when we did with the door, we can basically hit triangle to talk to everybody. Press triangle to talk to nearby characters. What's most important to you? Now, I'm going to explain this the best way I can. For this, you want to tell them what is most important to you. Now, for me, I always start off with the first thing that they say, because, well, I'll explain what in a second when we get to all this. But I'm going to go with being number one. Now, I'll explain my reasons for choosing the first thing in a second. But I'm going to go with the first thing that pops up on screen. And I'll explain why I chose the first things first when we get to the end of that. Being number one, so that's such a big deal. Alright, yeah, I'll just choose that for now. Where's the other fella? Where is he? Oh, there he is. what do you want out of life? To see rare sights, to burn my horizons, to be strong. Now again, I'll choose the first thing that pops up on the screen. And again, I'll explain that when we get to the last thing. To see rare sights, huh? Now there was one other character. Oh, here he is. What are you most afraid of? Getting old. Getting old, is that really so scary? I'd say for my sake it is. But I'm not gonna go into detail on that. You wanna be number one. You wanna see rare sights, and you're afraid of getting old. Now, I'll explain what these choices have to do when they explain it more in the game. Your adventure begins at dawn. As long as the sun is shining, your journey should be a pleasant one. Now, the reason I chose these, and this is really important for any of you guys that play this game or are thinking of buying this, the reason I chose to do the first things that the characters popped up with is because earlier in the game it's good to level up early, and if you level up early in the game you get more experience. So basically the middle parts of what the characters' responses were would basically allow you to level up a little bit in the middle of the game, and the ending thing of what they said would basically allow you to gain more experience towards the end of the game. So if you guys want, you can choose the first person thing to make you level up really early in the game, or you can just do however you guys want to do it, but I go with the first person thing on screen, basically because you want to level up early in the game. So I'm just going to go with the first person thing for now, and I'll click OK, sounds good. The day you will open the door is both far off and very near. And I am going to continue on with the next episode, and we'll continue on with this tutorial. Thank you guys very much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.